So I 3D printed a 1969 Ford F250 for my Axial SEX6. Kelly's got his 3D printed Volkswagen, and Kirk has his Land Rover. You've seen some of our snow videos, and if you haven't, check them out. Also videos with the Travelall and the 1955 Chevys that look absolutely fantastic. And you'll see various iterations of our projects. Here's my 55 Chevy underway. I've cut the arches a little different. Here is a more finished version, still no windows on that Travelall in this video. And there is the 55 Chevy from Kelly and Kirk coming up behind. Absolutely the best time making these trucks and getting out and running them and sharing those videos with you guys. The snow runs are fantastic, and there's nothing like the second gear and the big size to really power through the snow. Again, you'll see various iterations of this F250 and my Travelall in the videos. This is the first run with this F250. I've got a little bit more work to do. I'm going to cut the arches on the back a little bit more, dress up the bed, but I'm really happy with how it performed. And compared to my Travelall, this F250 is really the lowest center of gravity rig I have. Beat on it pretty hard, broke it up. This was the initial inspiration for me pulling the trigger on the F250 file, which is only like $20. Andre Bezrodny is one of my favorite creators on Cults 3D, and his files are fantastic. I chose the 1969 F250. I've done some other files of his and printed them into either 10 scale or 6 scale trucks. You could do 24 scale as well, as long as you're willing to experiment and get it right on the wheelbase. This half of the cab I printed, basically straight up and down the way you would see it sitting on its wheels, and you can see the lines that it creates on the roof. Knowing how much sanding and finish work I'm going to do anyway, I will sometimes reorient the print so I can save on time and filament. I definitely made a mess of myself on the door side, printing this half of the cab upside down, and it's fine. It's gonna, I do so much sanding and finishing, it really doesn't matter anyway. It'll be clean by the time I'm finished. And it's hilarious really how much work I put into them, and I'm gonna end up with a patina when it's all said and done anyhow. And you can see those lines on the roof. This is just one. I layer up the paint because as I do the finish work, it's kind of cool to see how it exposes it. Cut on the arches, more cutting to do on the rear. Again, my Travelall came from his files as well. Look at that thumbnail right there. That's exactly what I saw, which inspired me to build that truck in the first place. And it just looks so good. I kept with the color scheme and everything. So I've got a 10 scale version on a leaf sprung chassis, and then you've seen the videos hopefully on the SEX6 of this in various levels of progress. So this guy's files are absolutely complete. Interiors, mirrors, wipers, even the wheels. I mean, I believe these are intended for static models, honestly, but they are fantastic files to work with. A lot of times you're going to get 10 scale or 8 scale versions and then scale from there. Been playing with a lot of different materials. That's the epoxy UV activated resin I'm going to be using, and also I'm using the Bondo filler. Here again with the fenders on the Chevy 55, I printed them knowing they were going to be ugly, not minding, because I know I like to do the finish work. Lots more to do on this door, but you can see those ugly lines from printing that basically upside down. But first run on this truck, absolutely happy with it. My best lowest center of gravity truck that I have on the 6. There's the Bug from Kelly, and there's the what I call the blackout midnight edition of the Land Rover that Kirk has put together. Absolutely fantastic. What up? What up? Showing up, ladies and gentlemen. How are you? Yeah. What are you guys working on? Hopefully you guys saw that. Most of you guys did see that video that I put out a couple days ago. Slightly different approach to it. Actually, a ton of work at the beginning to, drop in all those shots and all. But I think short and sweet, full of value is the goal. So that video is actually ranked. It's doing pretty good for me for what it is. It's I think it's ranked number 1 out of 10, which is good, but also means the bar is fairly low right now as well. Let's see. Yeah. 1 out of 10. So not bad for lately. What's going on, everybody? Working on the F250 little bits. Trimmed on the arches a little bit on the rear again since the video. So I'm sizing that up right now because I want to see where if I think I'm done or not on the cutting. So I'll mock it up. I got some epoxy on here too. I still don't have a lamp yet, so it's taking forever to cure out my stuff. Did that go in the hole? No. Nope, not yet. Maybe I'll come up through the bottom because it's just a mock-up. So size. What up, everybody? Come on. Tricky. Tricky, tricky. There. I haven't checked those out yet, man. You listen, you lie. If the walls could talk, they'd lie too. Let me spin this nut on just so I hold it in place. But this would be a kind of decent way to show you what I have done to get it attached. So why is that so hard? MS2 Pro looks nice. Yeah, I gotta check that out. Like, what's that all about? The new one. Is it a bigger print bed? I think I'm just gonna have to live with this one being a little bit not perfect symmetric, but there's no binding. I gotta get the camera down. Wow, laser and decal cutting. I cut a little bit more on the back. It's rough. I haven't sanded it or anything, but it's a little too big on the front. Not a huge bother, but those little things, they bug me sometimes. So this is sticky in spots, but I've filled the lines up on this door and around the back here, fixed the big crack that was in the roof. And there's a couple spots where the print lines were just very evident. And so hard to tell, but there was a spot. You can see the lines, but it's full of material now. So they're going away, not all the way, but once sanded, should be all right. And reinforce this A pillar that I had to, I knocked this clear out. So it's been fixed up. It's going to be fine once it's all back together. The bumper's getting worked, filled and sanded and epoxied, and so when it's all said and done, it'll be all right. And I'll use the Bondo paste to fill up these channels in the cuts and then smooth them up, and that'll look pretty good. You can see the way I spaced out with all those nuts, the body from the bed. See those nuts on those. I'm not going to put it back together though, because I just took it off to get going on trying to finish it up. But that brings me to my next small discussion, which is what next? I need to get these joints done though, without a doubt. And I'm learning. Like, as much as I want to run my lights and that kind of stuff, I'm not doing it until the paint work's done. Yeah, man, attaching the bed and the cab, just bolts and then a bunch of nuts to get it right. It's still flexible enough. It holds it where I want it to, but it's flexible enough if and when the chassis flexes some, which it does the way I drive them. It's not breaking stuff. So that's cool. Maybe we'll look at that new bamboo today. I do want to, man, Kelly got a Carmen Ghia done for the 6. It looks so good. I'm mad I didn't think of a Carmen Ghia first. A little bit. His bug looked awesome, but this Carmen Ghia looks chef's kiss. Yeah, no guitar. Yeah, man. The Ford's my best performer on 6 chassis so far, and it will continue to be unless I do something low, like a Carmen Ghia or something like that. I'd kind of like to do one of those too. It looks awesome. I should see if I can show you guys a picture of it. Hold on. It looks so good, dude. Oh, did I miss? I think we're going this weekend. Yeah. I missed the text, but I'm totally going. Yeah, he's got a picture of this thing sitting outside. The one inside those, outside's good. The hubcaps though are already on the one inside though. Those things look killer. Let me zap this over to the computer. Let's see. The interface has changed or updated here on the StreamYard deal. I wanted come on. Hold on. It's worth it. There it is. Check that out. It looks even better with the Moonies on it. I think that's going to be killer. Check that out. Carmen Gia. It's going to be super low. It's going to be a good performer and look amazing. I like it. Makes me want to throw more speed in these things. Yeah. It does. Very cool. Yeah, that's Kelly's. Looking good. I do need to make one, I think. But all of the new international trucks going on the Andre's profile at Colts, I swear, I'm going to send him a picture of the Snowstar International that I want. I think really only the grill is what's different for the most part. And that'll make me one. That'll make me one. Box of parts. What is this new bamboo? Let's check this thing out, dude. Let me see about pulling it up. What's the thing? What's it called? H2D. Learn more. Let's learn more. Make your Ford look like Bigfoot. Nah, man, it's gonna be either green or I kind of like this white with the red door deal. The resin printing does give you a better surface finish, especially on small items, but it's also a stinky mess. So for that, I'm kind of don't think so. Let's see. Let's look at this new one. Let's check out the video.
Making is in our DNA. It's what defines us. But along the way, many of us stopped making things for ourselves. Now is the time to rediscover that spirit and bring back personal manufacturing. So what exactly is a personal manufacturing hub? Well, that's me, the Bamboo Lab H2D. And behind me are the Johnsons. Let me show you how they're realizing their personal manufacturing dreams. Hey, Mr. Johnson, what are you working on?
I'm making a custom bike saddle and helmet. I need gear that's sturdy, comfortable, and perfectly fit to me.
All right, let's talk shop. To make this custom bike saddle, we're going to use my dual nozzle system. I can print with 2 different materials simultaneously, rigid and soft. This means the saddle can be printed as a single piece with soft cushioning built right in. Now, onto our bike helmet. Let's get your head measurements. Look how we were able to print the entire helmet all in one go. Now, let's go make some reflective decals.
Oh yeah, it's a
Cut them
bigger
perfectly to fit around your helmet.
print bed.
With me on the job, you're getting the helmet you've been waiting for.
Let's take this for a ride.
Ride like the wind, but maybe don't go too fast. We're still figuring out how to 3D print Band-Aids. Hey Jane, what's up?
I'm all about personalizing my look. You see, I'm trying to make a pair of sneakers that are gonna match the color of my outfit. This thick TPU seems tricky. How do you handle a design this complex?
With my AMS, I can dry and maintain materials in optimal condition, which is crucial for TPU printing. I've got a servo motor extruder that keeps everything precise. No extrusion errors, just smooth, flawless surfaces.
All right, now let's go make some shoe soles.
With my bird's eye camera, I can sync the object to your screen, ensuring the cutting line lines up precisely. What you see is what you get. So what do you think, Jane?
These sneakers are awesome. The cutouts make them super breathable and the edgy design is totally my style.
Timmy, what are you up to?
I'm working on my costume for a cosplay convention I'm having next month, but I'm having some trouble with the chainmail. Can you give me a hand?
I'll see what I can do.
The costume is going to need a large piece of chainmail, even bigger than the printer bed. How do I deal with these tricky supports?
Don't worry about removing support and size limitations. You can fold your chainmail design into layers, allowing you to print an extra large chainmail all at once. Watch as the supports dissolve in the water. Ready for the finishing touches on this epic armor?
But these pieces have a lot of curves. Can you still engrave on them?
See that? Even on curved surfaces, I've got it handled.
This leather will strap the whole piece together.
Looking sharp, Timmy. Don't forget who helped you crush the cosplay contest. Hey, Mrs. Johnson. What you crafting?
It's my friend's birthday tomorrow, and I'm making a butterfly lamp and a wooden birthday card.
All right, let's bring this butterfly lamp to life. We'll use my dual color nozzle to print in multiple shades.
Impressive. It switches between colors so smoothly.
For the birthday card, let's use one of your drawings as the design.
What about the laser? Is it safe?
Don't worry, the laser-proof windows keep you safe while giving a clear view inside. I've got an adaptive air system that maintains air quality while cooling and ventilating during tests.
Almost over.
It's reassuring to know everything's safe while I work. Wow, it's gorgeous.
Your friend's gonna love this gift.
I think I'm gonna have to make one for myself now.
With Bamboo Lab H2D, rediscover the joy of making and turn your boldest ideas into reality. Welcome to the new era of personal manufacturing.
Wow. That's something. That is something. I want to see it do some more laser cutting. Did they send me one yet? No. No. But man, it's more than I need. Let's click buy now and see what it costs. It's pretty cool though, without a doubt. Watch it auto charge me. So I'm guessing it's this $1,900 before you buy the other stuff. Oh yeah. So $1,899 without the AMS, $2,200 with it. If you want the laser, $2,800. So big deal. It's a big deal. I'm pretty happy with what I have now. And yeah, you send in the money, they'll send you one. I mean, I'd figure out how to laser cut stuff if I had one, I guess. But I'm all right. Like I like what I have. And a bigger print bed is nice. But like M Shag said, you got to be using both nozzles to take full advantage of that. I mean, what's the who's got the one with the 400 millimeter print bed? Isn't that Reality or Ender? I mean, that's going to be considerably cheaper. How does it print shoes, man? It's an Elegoo. With TPU, it's a flexible filament. So I can't imagine how they would feel. But probably like Crocs, you know. I got to get a bigger. I need little things. You know, I got the printer. I just need some other little things. I'm going to get some other little things, man. I got to get the black light UV lamp because I think this epoxy resin, it goes on so much better than mixing up a two-part. It basically self-levels. You can brush it on. You can leave it kind of thick. Lots of options. And it seems to sand out nice too and act just like that two-part stuff, but spreads nicer with less necessity for sanding. If I'm brushing it on, I don't have to have I won't be making like knife marks spreading it out. What's up, Greg? Spreading it. So yeah, that's the kind of stuff I need to pick up, man. Cricut, a black light, stuff like that. I think if you wanted a laser cutter, you could just get one, you know. No, with the planes, man, because I've messed with cockpits a little bit, some dashes and instrument panels, but I got a pilot I need to finish off for the big Carbon Z T28, but I'm pretty happy with them out of the box. But I saw RC Geek laid up some really cool gear doors or air brakes or whatever for his Cougar, I think it is, or Panther. Looks pretty sweet. Yeah, M-Shag. Drywall mesh for sanding. Yeah, there's all kinds of grits you can get. again, man, I'm using what I have. I have a ton of uh, the round discs that go on my orbital. My orbital looks like an angle grinder, uh, but it's also an orbital. Yeah, cool. I'm using files and blocking stuff out, dude, like real body work here and there also right now. Yeah, I ought to look into that sanding cloth because I would like to have something super flexible. I use the sponges, I use sandpaper, I got a couple blocks I wrapped in some. So I've got a handful of ways to get there. I honestly wish there was a glove, but not bad enough to buy one if there is one. The cloth would be good. The glove, I would wear it out where I wanted it at pretty quick. But I actually like my paper when it gets filled up. Like there's definitely a difference between a fresh piece and a piece you've used already. And sometimes that's okay. If it's full up, it in a way acts like a finer grit and I can scrub off and cut less, so to speak. Yeah. Yeah, I don't use my orbital much. Maybe on the very first go at like a roof, but most these things have so much contour and round to it that I don't think you can beat your hand. And then the soft sanding sponges, right? Those are pretty okay um, at some of it. It's hard to beat your hand though. It really is. Yeah, the sanding sponges are good. I use all of it. I use all of it, and then once I get it where I want it, I go for the really fine grit stuff that you would wet sand with. I think I do way more on them than I need to, but it's part of the fun. For me, I get in the zone when I'm sanding. I could sand all day on one of these. And on the weekend, sometimes that's what I do. I like the pressure of the weekend run though. Like if we're going out Saturday, I got a lot I want to do to this Ford before I get it in front of a camera again. Because that video was really just about the first run and a little bit of the process. It worked out though. I kind of liked how that video worked out. It was a little bit of an introduction too. Like I was feeling like, you know what? We're, Facebook and my posts and some of these SCX6 posts and videos, they're getting some love, you know, and part of it's the size of them. And so I thought, you know what? Let me make one that kind of covers all of what we've been up to in a way. So that's why I hit it with the snow and getting to see a couple different versions of the travel and that kind of thing. And I got enough going on. I don't really need to start another one, but I kind of do want to. What year was that Snowstar, Dad? 71? I need to reach out to Andre and show him what I've been doing with his files, I think. What's up, Spencer? Richard, good question. It's all been an experiment. So whenever I think I'm done, so with the red paint, it's gloss, and I don't really like the gloss. So with the gloss, I've brushed on urethane over it, sanded it again, and then I painted the red gloss over the Travelall, and then I hit it with matte clear. But all in all, it's probably got 3 or 4 coats of clear and a handful of coats of paint on it. But it looked so good when I got done painting the clear on it, the matte, and it almost still has a luster to it because, again, it was gloss underneath, you know. So I'm happy with how that Travelall looks, and that's why I stopped. And I kind of decided, I'm like, you know what? I guarantee you, if I get to sanding and scrubbing, I'm going to get back into what gives it away that it was a print. And I don't want to expose the lines again. I've sanded the mess out of that truck. And so whatever I do next, if anything, on that big dog Travelall is going to be brushes and washes and airbrush. But clear coat's good to build it up. And I think this epoxy resin, once I get the lamp and I can do bigger pieces, is going to change my life where I can sand it the same day. Like this stuff I put on today after work, I can't. I want to sand it, but I can't. And I really shouldn't inside anyway. I'll make a mess in here if I do. Awesome, boss. So yeah, I think that UV resin is going to be a game changer. It's going to keep me from, you know, when you brush it on or spray it on, it's pretty thin. And whatever I can do to kind of speed it up, I think I'm going to do. Even to the point where if I put that UV resin on there, even before I sand it, it's going to be a cleaner finish from the get-go because you can only get it so clean. I'm not blow tacking and static and these things. I'm wiping them down the best I can, but there's always still something on them. And that's fine if you're going to rough them up, you know what I mean, anyway, and polish them with the high grit. But, oh, Keith, that's awesome. No, I don't have a heat lamp. This epoxy resin is new to me, and the UV black light's all I need to set it up. Okay, Dell, nice. Tacoma. His files are pretty complete. I'm impressed with them. They look really good to me. The thing about his files, you know, when you look at a resto mod on a truck, they've lifted it a lot of times, you know, but the ride height on the stuff you're looking at is definitely factory. You know, like I look at the new international trucks and I'm like, gosh, there's not a lot of arch there. There's definitely going to be lift and cut involved on it. And you can't make them big enough to not have to cut on the arches, if you ask me, because then they're not where they're supposed to be anyway. Nice. What's up, Wiggle Fingers? Yeah, I want to send him what I've been up to. I thought it was fun to put that travel all in there. Throw it in the video because, dude, that thumbnail of that's exactly how I painted it. Basically, it looked so good to me. Caught my attention so much that way that I decided to make it that way. Yeah. And you get to see what my inspiration was on the F250. It was that short bed step side. Green. And there's green under all that white also. But the white with the red door is kind of a fun story for me. So I think that's what I'm doing on that. Nice. I wonder how he's making those files because he's got a ton of them. A ton. And if you look at how many downloads he's got, dude, $20 a whack, that many downloads. Well, that's awesome. Good for him. I wonder how he's doing it. And that's the thing, man. So now whatever files you get, you have them. And you make whatever size you want. You know what I mean? This F250 may be a 10 scale truck someday. Who knows? Who knows? The 55 might be a 10 scale sometime as well. $500 downloads on the Tacoma. Yeah. I mean, at 50%, you're at $5,000, basically. And it's not always on sale. So, I mean, that's one out of how many trucks? Yeah, I wonder how he's doing it. I got to tell ChatGPT, like, to do it for me once. Just see if it can do it. Hey, create 3D print files for a 1971 International Snowstar with and without the plow. With a wheelbase of 13 inches or 500 millimeters if it's a 6. I don't know how he's doing it, but they look amazing. The thumbnails are dynamite too. Dynamite. What's NHE? Is that the name? Give it a try now. I use ChatGPT to generate thumbnails a couple times for myself. It didn't look like me, but that's all right. I didn't give it a picture myself. Or anything. Good time. Oh, yeah, that's about it. Same old deal. Working on these deals. I broke my front end clip that keys into the cross member right behind the front where the front bumper would be on the 6. And I printed off a new one already. And And I don't exactly use them the way they're intended, but there it is with the click on it that goes down over the cross member and holds it in. So you can push back on it and lift up the body. This one that broke, the lines are with the stress bias, so it's not surprising to me it broke at all. And this one, the lines run the other way, so I've got more up. This one would break like this in my hand if I went for it, probably. But the strength bias is perpendicular to the stress. So this one's going to be way better than this one was. And it's my fault. I just printed it. The lines are this way on this. And so on the stress bias, it's unity and strength. And where the stress comes to a point, there's not a lot there. Here, however, the lines are like this. And the stress bias is, again, perpendicular to that. So this one I'll do way better. A dolly for the planes. What's up, Dan? Checking out all the channels tonight, he said. I'm going to do some of that too in a little bit, I'm afraid. Man, baseball season's back on. We had practice Monday. Awesome. Gotta love it. Hopefully I get to do it, because Junior plays lacrosse too. So if there's a conflict, he'll probably go for lacrosse. I'm fairly certain that's what he'll pick. That's all right. It's not about me. I've coached him every year since T-ball, but one on the baseball team. So I'm out there with him. But lacrosse, I go watch, but I'm not a coach. And that's fine. But I love the baseball. You're standing up. Yeah, I print whatever way I want to at the time. Sometimes it's for looks. Sometimes it's for speed and less waste. It just depends. And again, like I said in the video, like I know I'm going to go crazy sanding anyway. I think if you're going to pick an ugly side, you pick the, well, underneath if you can. But what's easier to sand? A big flat roof? Yes. Or a contoured, quarter panel or door? A roof. A roof is but at this point, man, I've messed up some prints and seen them through and worked them out. I'm pretty confident about it. What I can do with it. So yeah, hopefully you guys get out and run something. I'm going to go out again and run something on Saturday. And it's funny because it a little bit depends where we go, what we're going to bring. I know Kelly got his Blazer ready to go. And if he's running his Blazer, it may be time for me to take out the Travelall again, which means, and I don't have a black light, big lamp yet. So maybe I can let this slow cure the Ford and take out the travelall again, which means I want to get license plates on it. My wipers. Mirrors are easy for us to skip, even though they look super cool. I think I do need to figure out printing TPU, because I think for mirrors, TPU would be a good idea, so they flex and don't break out. But the back windows are cut on the Travelall. I just got to put them in. The wipers are printed, just need attached. Basically good. Yeah, you stood on one of your PLA bodies, it didn't crack or break. I can believe it, especially depending on the body. This 55 Chevy has so much contour and shape and key in and notch that son of a gun's pretty strong. Does it have to pass emissions? No, it doesn't. But it does need a little patina on it. But I can't remember where that 55 body came from. Kelly had it. I can't remember where he got that. Look for Chevy 3100, Chevrolet 3100. People talk about 55, 54. I've seen some other 55 Chevys that had a completely different grill than that. And I don't know if they're right on the money on the age of the truck or not, but yeah, I got to fly too, Dan. I got to get some of these things out. I'm dying to try them. I almost hate to say it. I want to get a helicopter. The late 55 looks different. I could see that. I want a helicopter just to test my programming skills is actually it. It's kind of a big deal to program them compared to the planes. I've done a few, but I've never been able to test them because I've just done the programming, but I don't have the helicopters, if that makes sense. Yeah, man. Yeah, so that's what's up. Thursday night, Friday Eve. Let's go. Yeah, man, I got some emails I want to do. I want to hit Andre up, show him what we're doing, and I kind of want to hit up Relarlo. They got a couple mean crawlers and rally car. What's up, Fred? Air raid in the house. Dad, thanks for that. Appreciate it. Too much programming. It's not bad. I think once you've done it, it's and a lot of them are going to have like the presets in the radio, but I've gone through it step by step and programmed them out of the books. But I just want to test it. I just want to run it, like make sure I did it right kind of thing. Let's poke around on I think I'm gonna poke around on Colts. After I verify I'm a human How rude. All right, let me get this opened up, and then I'm going to peruse some of Andre's files again. Let's do it. Dell, honestly, I only want the Horizon Blade helis. I don't really want a heli. I just want to see the programming work. It'll serve me in my life to know it. But if it's a different brand or whatever, if it's not Blade, I don't want it. Honestly, I appreciate the offer though. But yeah, the 230 is cool. There's a preset for that. There's a 235 Revolution right now that's supposed to take the spot of that 230 that I want to test my programming on, because some of the menus read different than what you see in the book. It's purely for educational purposes for me. I just want to see. I just want to learn it. Make sure I'm not a reptilian. Yeah, man. All right, let's see. Let's go file shopping a little bit. Right. Meow. I'm Lizard King. I can do anything. So here are some of the new internationals that have come out. Long bed. I assume this one's a short bed. These are 72. I'm like 1 year off of the grill that I want, but this is probably closest to it, what I'm trying to get. And what I want to make out of it is the International Snow Star, which is yellow body, white hood, and cab, but yellow down the side. But look at the arches. There is no room in those. And it makes me want to look at one of these trucks in real life to see if he's off a little. Yeah, Snow Star is like a long bed Scout 2, I think. A Scout Traveler 2. He just released another Travelall, which is a more a 70s, not a 64. And it's it looks pretty good. This is getting there. This is close. It'd be easier to do what I want to do with a 10 scale on this than the 6. The 6, you're pretty confined to those 2.9s though. So it depends what size I want to make it, really. Big old long bed though. So let's take a peek at the see if this is any shorter. I'm cool with smaller tires on the 10 scale stuff. They're easier to get. Yeah, short bed version. I kind of like the looks of this better, actually. But same truck. It is short bed version. But check out the new. My wife said she liked this one. I'm like, really? Okay. I don't like it the same as I like the older ones. But still cool. She liked the white. She liked the two-tone of it, is what she liked. But I'm thinking, well, how about something more like this then? You know? But I'm due for a Chevy square body, kind of also. But I want to you guys see this this new travel all they put up right here. This looks pretty cool. What's the stock wheelbase of the base camp? The short bed or the long bed? Look at this travel all though. That's pretty all right too. I like it. I want to see a better shot of the back. There it is. Ha! I can dig it. They're scalers though. I mean, there's a lot of departure angle you don't get with these, but pretty neat. We'll just stay here in the SUV land for a minute. I even thought of one of the camper trucks. And this is what Kelly and Kirk made their Blazers out of. I like this one, actually. Also, 70 Blazer. I like the front end. And you can tell his older designs because the thumbnails just are not the same. But cool nonetheless. Let's go back to trucks. Let's get through those. Yeah, I'd have to find the files is all. I have a Red Cat Scout already, but I'd like to have an earlier one a little bit. But there's so much cool stuff here. Crew cab F250. There's the F250 that I did. Some pretty cool, ugly stuff. This thing's all right too. It's growing on me, the Chevy panel truck. Station wagon. We can look at cars in a minute. I ain't even mad at those little Jeeps. I still think one of these old Chevy or GMCs would be fun too. Some cool stuff. For sure. Dualies. I mean, whatever. Gladiator. K20. I haven't got any of these older files from him really, but I don't know if they're going to be as complete as the, you know, some of the newer ones, but American classic cars, modern cars, drag cars, trophy trucks. There's one. Wagons. I'm just going to look at cars, period. Nice. There's a wagon. These are starting to get cooler. They just don't do it for me the same. Studebaker. I can't, but I mean, it's amazing what's all here to do, man. Cool. I kind of got the Suburban's cool. Bel Air. Cornet wagon. This is cool stuff, dude. '59 Suburban. That's pretty mean. Bro, Dad, isn't that what was in the driveway? The Impala wagon, Dad? That looks just like it. I swear that's what was in the driveway growing up. '67, close enough. That's a '68. Same color. There's the wagon. If I were doing a wagon, I'm afraid that might have to be it. But I want to make it go fast if I do one of these. Oh, yeah. Look at the lights, dude. Sick. Come on. That's pretty nice. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. I don't know if I've ever looked at his cars yet. Yeah, tons of choices. I mean, bonkers. Model T hot rod. There's your comp rig right there. That's kind of cool, dudes. It'd be easy print too. There's not a lot to it. Interesting. Ha. It's gotta have that. It just gotta have that suspension though. Ooh, that's interesting how it mounts up. Huh. That is cool. Bro, or Lakewood Corvair, I'd probably get one. I have a Lexan body one, but dude, I mean, dudes, even if you're just a static modeler, like you just never run out of stuff to do. Nova, it's cool, man. What's up, J-Man? Chastity, they're raiding us. Oh man, we're just shopping files right now. I'm out of my mind thinking I need to do another one right now. I kind of like that, but I already know it's going to be heavy up top. Lyndon's in here. What up, everybody? We're just nerding out on files, man. I gave everybody a progress report on the F250. I put out that video this week. It's ranked. It's number one for me right now. It's only got 500 views, and that's how low the bar is for me. What's up, Louie? Fun Zone RC Hotspot. Let's go. We're gonna come see you guys in a minute, man. It's hard for me to get on the replay and watch it, but I wanted to watch y'all's when you guys did the Relarlo JK07 show. I still need to see that one. This is cool stuff, man, all over. Too bad this cat doesn't have a Carmagia. I got to figure out where Kelly got those. Thanks, J-Man. Thanks. Yeah, you know what? In the last video I did on that F250, the first run, I showed a lot of how more of the process, less of a running video, more of the process, you know? And I hope that's cool for folks to see. I don't know why some ugly stuff like this gets me sometimes too. I just know it's going to suck though. But I'd like to make one of these just to crash it on purpose as fast as I can on a basher chassis. Slow-mo, just to see what breaks, kind of. But man, even when I mess up a print, I'm able to fix it and work it out. So if I make one to crash, there's no way I'm doing the same amount of finish work on it like usual. There's such cool stuff in here, though. I mean, without a doubt. Come on. This doesn't do a thing for me. That they're all right looking on trucks, but man, I had a girlfriend with one of these. It was actually pretty mean. It didn't look like it was, but it was pretty mean. That's it too. That's the thing about cars. They're like songs, man. They'll take you back. You'll sacrifice a chassis. What should I put it on? I guess I have a Vortex that could be sacrificed, so to say. Maybe that'd be a good opportunity to do a car. It is on one I know I'm gonna crash, and I'm not worried about like articulation and all that stuff I do on the crawlers. It honestly, for views' sake, it should be something like really recognizable that everybody digs the looks on. The popular stuff. I like the looks of these. The line down the side shape is cool. Yeah, any old school popular rig though would be awesome. Dude, his thumbnails kill you. I mean, just looking at this dude's thumbnail pictures for his files is like, makes you want everything. Huh. So much good stuff. Even and some weird stuff too, it's awesome. I need to look at some more creators, but I'm so tickled with what this dude has. Even this would be good. Like this would be perfect. Like on a Senton, long wheelbase trophy truck, short course style. Smack it up, see what it'll take. It would actually make sense. It's going to be built and it's already got the arches. It's going to take some articulation. I could do something like that. I need to get a short course again. I got an old Tenacity I should fix up. Low C Tenacity. It needs a new diffs are destroyed. This thing looks pretty legit. It'll break up though for real, guaranteed. But man, there's ways I can strengthen these things up. But it'd be kind of heavy. But I get that body roll that you want on the desert truck, The thing about the Tenacity, though, it's not solid rear axle. It's independent suspension all over. Like I could fake it, kind of like a Mojave and Senton are. But, dude, solid rear axle would be even better. I never saw this one he has. Okay. Make the whole thing out of TPU. Yeah, the Baja Ray'd be amazing, but I don't want to buy one. Boy, I had some attitude back then, Jay. At your picture. Crazy. This thing's all right, man. You get that cage work too? I kind of like that one too. It's pretty sick. I kind of like, man, now I want to look at the other one again. Hold on a minute. I want to see the top shot of this one. You can't go wrong with either one. How do you choose? You know, how do you choose? There's some other guys with great stuff out there too. I need to get more familiar with it, but so far, man, like I'm jamming on his files. Pretty good. Could you iron out the lines? The thing is, they're not that bad. It's just I'm nuts. There are times where I've had a print hang in or weird upside down or whatever where I didn't have good adhesion between the lines, and I literally heat it up and stick it back together. So I think you could do I would almost wonder if like you might be able to knock it down a little bit, but if it's like a roof where the levels like a contour map are there, I don't know if you could ever smooth it out all the way. You'd still have to do everything else that you have to do. So there's a point where too much heat's going to grab it and drag it. If you had an iron like for covering, you know, I just don't know. I don't think it'd have to be awfully bad for an iron to help. But it's a neat idea. An old Yeti. Ryan's choice. Yeah, man. I don't know, man. I'm liking Kelly's Carmagia a lot. A lot. But it's, you know, for a minute there, I mean, those guys all have the big rovers. I don't have a big rover, but I've seen them. They got them, so I've seen them. I filmed them already. So I'm a little bit trying to not double up on something that we all have, except I don't mind on the Chevys. We already all have them. It's cool when we have the same thing because we get where we're going differently. Yeah, those rovers are killer. Totally. Really cool. But yeah, there's other creators out there for sure. And I've got files from other creators, the Unimog, which is under construction, Traxxas chassis. Yeah, man. I think I got to make a 55-10 scale coming up as well. So there's plenty. There's plenty. But I'm just trying to get in the groove, you know, like figure out how I want to attack these finishes. And as much as I like sanding, it's cool if I can alleviate the need for some. Yeah. I think having a heat gun would be nice too for making windows. out of thicker material than what I've been using, the trash that I've been using. And literally, I'm gonna come up with I'm gonna make some dents too, and I think the heat would be handy for that, like a heat gun and a rock, whatever. Press it in, you know, scratch down the side like it would. I'll play with some of that as time goes. Nah, man, I haven't flown anything since. I mean, the little ultra micro slow stick, but last time I really flew was with Dylan when we were out with the big Troj and the Rafale. There's not enough time in the week, man. I'm busy or I'm here. Those cars would work on the TS2. Which one's the TS2? Like the Corvette? Car? I forget the acronym for those things. The Vortex, what do they call their stuff? Those street cars they have. They had a hot rod, a Corvette, a Subaru. Is that what that is? And they were the very similar, except I think the Corvette had the longer wheelbase. Oh my gosh, it's 11. I'm going to go say hey to the boys at Urban Legend and get out of here. If you haven't seen the video of the F250 that I put out this week, check it out, please. I think it's good. There's a whole lot of B-roll eye candy at the beginning, and I think I turned it into a fairly decent story other than the narrator. I need Morgan Freeman narrating this stuff. It takes me, I take too long to talk. I'm going to go check out those dudes. We can air rate them. Urban Legend RC. We can check them out. So, you know, if you want to, that's where I'm going to pop in. But yeah, for now, I'm getting out of here. Getting my head wrapped around what I'm going to take out this weekend and maybe whatever I may print next. But I got no business printing another one right now, but I still kind of want to. But I want to fine tune what I got. I really do enjoy checking out the results after all the hard work, man. Taking away those things that make it obvious what it is, and you see a real shine on it, knowing it was all these pieces, and then you look at it and it's, you can't see the seam lines or the print lines. That's fun. Fortec. Yeah. All right, guys, support each other. We'll see you. I'm going to bounce. I'm going to head over to Urban for a minute and eat dinner, I think. Maybe. We're out of here. Appreciate you coming by. Check out the F250 video. I just put it out this week. It's actually, for me, it's doing fairly well, ranking on the other lackluster losers of videos I've been making. I'm making what I want to make, though, so it is what it is. But I think it's kind of neat coming up with a format, changing the way to come at it. And I'm going to try to do that. Just like some of the favorite YouTubers I follow on Full Scale, it's cool to see the running videos of the vehicles, but the story and watching it get to where it ended up is as much fun as any part of it, I think. So I'm going to try to do a better job at sharing the journey a little bit. even if it's just getting a hat cam on for a minute when I'm sanding or cutting and that kind of thing. So even though it's just a few seconds, it's a whole lot of extra thought and time to dope out a video with that stuff. That intro on this last one took more time than any of the rest of it. So go check it out. We're out of here in 5. Hanger Rats forever. 3 you later. You're too good to be forgotten. We will see you next time. Bye now. I'm going over to Let's Air Raid Urban. Let's get it. See ya. Boom.